ring light. Your boom boom ring light. No. Look. Your boom boom ring light. Your boom boom ring light. Your boom boom ring light. Let's see if I can do it. If it'll let me. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, look at starting on my time. 7:25. You better. Wait a minute. Hold up. You better. What it do? What it do? Clear the throat chakra. You know it's Gemini season, honey. Y'all better come with that throat chakra clearing. You better come with that throat chakra. That's all I'm gonna say. Gemini's in the house. It is Mercury season. And I decided I was going to come live. I should grab my iPad so I can see people in comments, but I really want to go and flow. So if there's comments afterwards, then I will catch it. Say hello if you are here. Give a girl a heart if you are back on the replay. Say replay. Hell, if you see it a year later, let a sister know. So I was having a conversation earlier. I'm gonna jump right on in. Yep, I'm gonna jump right on in. I got my water, and I want to talk about this word, this sentence, the chosen ones, because there is a big distortion in what that means, what that comes with, what that looks like. And for the ones that need to hear, they're here. And if it ain't for you, scroll past. I still love you though. And the distortion is, and I clear distortions, is that the chosen one has to be the family archetype, has to go through everything, has to carry everybody's burdens on their back, has to be the one that if you need something, you pick up the phone call and you call that person and they're going to drop everything and they're going to do. That is not the chosen ones. The blood is thicker than water and you got to do this. And you know, because grandmama and them did it, it is for you to do. Y'all, no, 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 no. That is not what the chosen one is about. Now, mind you, we all have our things, we all have our traumas, we all have our path. That is correct. But let me clear the air on the chosen one. This is for you to live your life as the role model, as truly living your life, truly embodying you, truly walking your path, having boundaries, learning when to say no, especially for my ones that have children, whether, well, adult children, because little children is a little different. So, okay. But especially for my ones that got adult children, when they turn a certain age, let me tell you something, mama, daddy, it it does this. It's not the fact that, oh, well, I don't want them to fail, and I don't want them to do this, and oh, I don't want them to do that. Newsflash. Some of your biggest, brightest, amazing moments came from when you fell. When, excuse me, when you fell down. Excuse me, like fall, FALL, because the other word we don't say. So it is not for you. You're the chosen to role model to be who it is that you are supposed to be, not to carry everybody's burdens, not to carry everybody's scars, not to be on the battle wounds, not to be, oh, I'm strong and mighty and hear me roar. For what? Because really what that gets you is when you need something, you ain't got none to give to yourself. And it's like cutting on the light and roaches scattering everywhere. And it's like, well, who takes care of me? You. You take care of you. But I get it. I'm passionate, y'all. This is my line of work. So I am very passionate about it. So my elevation is not me hollering, it is truly my passion. Because I want people to get it, and I can say it in a way where it's like, okay, Crystal, I had to get that off my chest though. It was brewing a little too long, and I had some coffee. But I'm like, no, that's not what the chosen one is all about, beloved. It's for you to really embody you. You walk the path of you. If anything, and this is a gem, your reflections have showed you one of the paths because they always do them. Hmm. And also, they not saying that they understand, but if they need help, they know how to ask. People that consider that distortion part of the chosen one don't even know how to ask people for assistance unless it's like dire necessary. And then you wonder why, when it comes down to that time, nobody can support you. And here you go talking about, well, I did try, but nobody was there. Because you always look like you got it together, beloved. When you always look like you got it together, nobody can really support you. What can they offer you? And especially when you already projecting nobody can support you. You already going against your own self. So either humble, be open to receive, and allow that person or persons to support you in their own way, in their own light, instead of you projecting and attempting to control the narrative. Now that's a whole lot of mouthful. You might have to listen to that again. But I'm not gonna be on here long. I just wanted to really give light to the distortion of the chosen ones. It is not putting everybody, mama, daddy, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, father, lover, dog, cat, owls, cows, pigs, and the whole thing on your back and carry it. You know what you're doing with that? Especially for my ones that got children. They're going to become the same thing you do. And then you wonder why they doing so much for other people and they not doing for themselves. It's because you are role modeling that pattern, that part. Don't want to role model that pattern, then you got to go inward. What is it that how I want to live my life? And some people don't even know because they truly believe this is what it is. And I'm like, newsflash, no, it's not. And you can support your family in your overflow, not depleting yourself. We don't deplete ourselves. Like, what? What the fuck? No, we don't do that. That causes wrinkles and unnecessary gray hairs. But yes, be yourself. And that energy will be a ripple effect across your lineage, across your community, across your soul tribe, across a goddamn stranger, because that's what energy does. So I wanted to come in and talk about that. Let me get some water real quick. Oh, yes, that's good. Look, a little bit I do want to talk about since I am live. Um, y'all know Saturn's in Aries, right? Y'all know that, right? I was listening to um a couple astrology notes and things like that. So Saturn is Big Daddy discipline. I say Big Daddy, I did. Big Daddy obedience. I did. I did. I did. I did. And Aries, which is the first zodiac sign, the fire sign, is the sign of I am. They're not in comparable positions. They're not. But there is a big gem there. If you allow yourself to be obedient to you, and be disciplined to you, not to anybody else, not to the world, not to the matrix, but to yourself. For the longest, I had an issue with the word discipline and the word obedience. And so I meet people like that because you attract what you are, right? And I attract what I used to be, especially since I support people in helping them come back home to themselves. And every time I would hear that word, it would take me back to childhood. It'd be like it will ricochet in my body because I'm thinking about my mom. Shout out to Doris Cobb. I would think about my mom, not my dad. 'Cause my dad, so I had two dads. I have two dads. How about I had? I have two dads, and they was not none of the disciplinary type. So my mom, and so when I think about discipline at the time, that's where I went to obedience, discipline. Hello, beautiful. You don't miss my half of this, but I love you. Ain't talked to you in a minute, girl. What you been up to? What you been up to? But so I'm talking about Saturn and Aries. I'm about to end this, but this is where I'm going to now. Saturn's in Aries for the next 3 years. So every time when I think about discipline or obedience, it will bring up a trauma for me back in the day when I was started doing my inner work, and I would run from it because I'm thinking, oh, I'm in trouble. I need to do something. Look, y'all, I didn't even know I was on autopilot with this. Look, shout out to my mama, but she was disciplinary on point. You either did it or your ass is going to do it with the belt. So, anytime, my spiritual mother, when I had a mentor, my Reiki teacher, ah, yes, I know that's right. Love is all around. Come on now. Yes. So every time they would say it, I would run from it. And one day I had to just sit with it because I don't run. We don't run from triggers, honey. We lean in and we go through. I said, so what is it about the word discipline and the word about obedience that is making me do the Harlem Shake? And my trauma came up from my mother. And I was like, okay, but I'm a grown ass woman now. So I can do this. I can release the old because this ain't got shit to do with me no more. And let's just step into it. And I had to reprogram, reshift, refocus what discipline and obedience look like for me. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not afraid to say. I had to look up the meaning of these words to really sit with it. Because look, I done had all these years with a mother that was very strict, very structured, and I give thanks for it. So finally, when I was like, okay, so what do I do with discipline? What do I do with obedience? And it was mostly in my regimen. It was mostly in my things that I did every day, stuff that I said that I wanted to do, being impeccable with my word. You don't know nothing about the four agreements, get on board. And those type of things, and I wasn't. And then I was like, okay, Crystal, well, do you want to do these things? Because if you don't, then don't fuck around and play around with it. And if you do, then stop speaking that shit and be that shit. And that's where I was like, oh, and discipline and obedience started working for me. And I was like, oh, so this is the fruits of my labor? Because if you don't know, your girl is a results queen. I love to see my results. And then after that, because it takes 21 days to make a habit, I became very consistent with it. And I no longer was afraid of discipline or being obedient because it's to myself, for myself, what I'm stepping into. So, of course, I'm going to be disciplined and obedient in what it is I want. I mean, you can't half ass this shit. So, back to Saturn in Aries for the next 3 years. It is for you to be disciplined and obedient in you. And that's pretty much what it is. Whatever you are desiring to try to manifest, excuse me, that you're going to manifest and walk into, just keep doing the thing. If you're not doing, then begin. And if you're not going to begin, then let it go. Because Saturn is going to knock you upside your head and say, get obedient or pretty much suffer the consequences. And we don't suffer consequences over here. We do not make pain our triumph. We see our lesson and we do and we take heed. You're not going to do? Then leave that shit to somebody else. And that's another thing. Just because you can do 20 things, that don't mean it's for you to do 20 things. Y'all do know that these thoughts, not only are you getting them, but a lot of other people are getting them. You can take heed if you have the space and the capacity to do so. Yes, Saturn is the biggest lesson teacher. And let me tell you, sis, my husband's a Capricorn. I have been surrounded, and he is Big Daddy discipline, obedient, all the things. I've been surrounded by Capricorns all my life. So for me, this placement is not an issue. Like, I love it. I'm like, I'm eating it. Like, yes, give me me because I know what's on the other side. But for the ones that is in their Saturn return or where it is really showing up in a challenging placement, just do. That's all you got to do. Revisit, revamp, and see if this is really what you want. And then, this is back in my wireless days. What is it? The SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, time bound. Do that. And when you come up with all that, then get started. But them 20 things ain't for you, not at one time. Because if you think so, you ain't gonna get one thing done. So start with one and then build upon there. And when you build it, they will come, especially for my entrepreneurs. If you build it, they will come. We do not worry about the how. Actually, we don't worry anyway. We don't care about the how. The how isn't necessary. When you build it, they will come. Now, for the ones that have been building, and for whatever reason, because the reason don't matter, ask yourself, are you actually doing the thing that you're building? Or did you get the knowledge from somewhere? Because that right there is your disconnect. I went through that. I don't mind saying I'm a human. I did that. I don't mind saying that. In the beginning, I wanted to help and do all the things and boom and bam. I wasn't getting anywhere. Maybe a little ones and twos, a little family, little friends. But I wanted something bigger. But I have to be it, embody it. Because when you embody it, you begin to carry the codes for it. Knowing is that much. Action, knowing is 2%. Action is 98%. So if you are building things and they aren't, it's like you're getting a little, like kind of like that. All you got to do is ask yourself, am I doing it? And that's pretty much it. And if the answer is no, then do it. But the question would be then, why aren't you doing it? That's like cooking a meal and not eating it. I mean, I'm saying. So, but that's what I wanted to come and talk to you about. And also, Uranus is going into Gemini in June, and Uranus is all about change. That is the planet of change. We have a lot of generational planets that done made their shifts. And let me tell you something, because Gemini is all about that throat chakra, that divine expression, that nervous system. Let me tell you something. You're going to have to change whatever you aren't doing or doing, because sometimes when we ascend, we have to elevate some of our things. Some things aren't working for me no more, which I know that I am the altar, but I still like using some of my tools. I'm a tool girl. But some stuff, no, you got to get out there. Ain't just grounded for 2-3 minutes. You might have to get out there and lay down in Mother Nature for a little bit. So yes, but thank you, sis, for staying on live. But I'm about to end because I'm about to go and watch a movie and all the things. But we'll see when I come back on live again. We never know. Take care. Peace.